is none other than a woman who has been through what so many of us have either been through or think about potentially going through, and she's a survivor, a strong survivor. Please welcome to the stage, Meg.
Thank you. Got sound? We got sound? All right. Thank you guys, everyone. I am so privileged to be here, and I don't say that lightly. I mean it in a lot of ways. I'm privileged to be here. And I'm so glad you are all here. But to make sure I'm in the right place, let me ask you a couple questions. First of all, how many of you have never been diagnosed with cancer? Raise your hand. Excellent. Let's give a woohoo for those guys. Okay, how many of you have been diagnosed with cancer and are in treatment? Any treatment people here? I'm assuming there are some, maybe even back there. Okay, and how many of you are survivors? Survivors, okay, excellent. Well, I'm in the right place because I represent all of you. All of you. Up until 2.5 years ago, I never had cancer. I never had any reason to think I would have cancer. There's no breast cancer in my entire family. I had no precursors for it, other than being female, which is my one. But other than that, I didn't have anything to think that I would have it. But my mom is an RN, and she drilled into her 4 daughters, prevention, 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 prevention. So when it came time for us to have our mammograms, we went every year. And matter of fact, I tried to do it on the anniversary, the day that I was available to do it through the insurance. And so my wonderful nurse practitioner, Lisa Andrews, who is right back here. Lisa, stand up, please. She is truly a godsend. She takes care of not only me, but my husband and both of my mother-in-law and my mom who live with us. And Mary, her right-hand cohort. Lisa said, it's time to get your mammogram. I said, okay, let's do it. So I did it, thinking, okay, I'm gonna just get that note again saying, all's clear, which was wonderful to know, right? If you guys had those, you got in the note and it says all clear, you're going, whoo, whoo, whoo. But this time, I found out that I had a little bit of a problem, and they went to do a biopsy. They did the biopsy, and when I was in Texas at my niece's wedding, I got a call. Lisa came in on her day off to give me the call and to let me know that I had breast cancer. And if you've never gotten a call like that, let me tell you, the world goes dark, a fog comes in, and you have 40 million questions all at once. 40 million questions. And my husband, I had to tell him, we were out of state, it was panic, oh my goodness. You know, what does this all mean? But when the fog cleared a little bit, I realized how blessed I am, because we couldn't have known any sooner. I wasn't thinking, oh, if I only had gotten my mammogram, because I did get my mammogram, and the soonest possible moment that I could know, I knew. And I knew that prevention was what it was all about. Because the earlier that you find out, matter of fact, let me give you this exact wording, because I'm gonna have you say it with me. Earliest caught is easiest cured. Let's say that together. Earliest caught is easiest cured. And that is huge. That is huge. Do you know 50% of women in the United States do not have their mammograms? Half of the women in the United States do not. You know what the 2 biggest reasons are? Number 1, time. It takes time to do it. Okay, ladies, let's be honest. We do what we want to do, right? We all have 24 hours. If you're the president or you're a newborn baby, we all have 24 hours a day. How are you going to spend it? If you take 15 minutes to make a phone call, to make an appointment for a mammogram, and 45 minutes to do it, that's 1 hour a year. 1 hour a year to know either that you're in the clear or that you are going to get the earliest treatment possible to have the best outcome possible. Is it worth it? Yes, it is. And I'll tell you why I can tell you that. Because 2 days ago, I went in and had my mammogram. 1 day ago, I saw Dr. Kelfa, and he said, your mammogram looks great and you're cancer-free. And that means the world. So you're never done. You're never done getting mammograms. Even if you're a survivor, you just keep on keeping on. So I want to encourage you all to get your mammograms. Don't let anything get in your way of that. Now, for people who are in treatment, I want to talk to you. I know that this can be scary. I know it can be overwhelming. It can be like, oh my gosh, this is a marathon. How am I ever going to do this? Do you know how lucky we are to be where we are? When we found out that I had cancer, my husband said, we'll go anywhere. We'll do anything. I will drive you to Stanford, because that's what we thought, oh, Stanford, of course. So he called Stanford and he talked to them when we were in Texas. And they said, what's your zip code? So they got our zip code and they said, well, you're not going to believe this, but there are only 17 hospitals, cancer centers in California that have what's called the COPE certification. And what the COPE certification means, you are at the highest standard of care and safety. Only 17. And they said, one of them is in this place that looks kind of close to you. Have you ever heard of Sonora? I said, you have got to be kidding. I live in Twainhart. Rather than having to do what was described of driving day and night back and forth to Stanford, I had absolutely excellent care right here in our hometown. How blessed are we? And how confident can you be going into treatment, knowing that these people have that kind of certification? How many people here were involved in my care? Could you raise your hand if you were involved in my care? There's my nurse navigator. I'll tell you what, not every other place has a nurse navigator who walks you through the whole process. On and on. I look at all these wonderful people. And you know what? They are the height of professionalism, of caring, and of compassion. Because you need all of those when you're going through treatment. But I want to say to those of you who are going through treatment, you will get through this. You will get through this. It's a journey, but here are the keys. I'll tell you the keys from my experience. Number one key is you determined, you set it in your mind, in your head, that I'm going to see this through. I was shocked how many people drop out of treatment. I was shocked. You set it in your mind, I'm going to see this through. And then number two, you set in your mind that you are going to have a happy and a grateful heart through the whole process. Because you know what? I'm not making this up. Statistically, a positive attitude will definitely increase your chances and your outcome. True? True. Absolutely. So you're going to make up your mind to that. The third thing, you're going to surround yourself with a team. I have a team that prayed for me, friends all over the United States who prayed for me. I have a fantastic medical team here. From the beginning, I went through every step. I had the mammography, I had the surgery, I had the infusion, I had radiation, and I rang the bell. How many of you know what ringing the bell means? That means you're done. You cross the line and you're done. So for those of you who are in treatment, you keep that in mind. I'm going to ring the bell. I'm going to ring the bell. You're going to get through it. And I want to say a very special thanks and how to have a thankful heart. The people who serve you, the people who are saving your life, thank them. Thank them. Nothing can repay people who've given you your life back. But a simple thank you is so huge. Thank these medical professionals. Thank your family. Thank your neighbors who bring over a nice throw to wrap you up in when you're cold, getting infusion right here. And mostly thank your family. I'm blessed with an incredible family. My two moms that live with my husband and myself, my mom, the RN who drilled it into me, and my mother-in-law, 90 years old and 86 years old, and they took care of me. And my husband, who, the only way that I can describe him is the nickname that I call him, and that's SOMP, which is acronym SOMP, which stands for Standard of Masculine Perfection. He said, honey, I wish I could take this on for you and do it. And I said, you know what, sweetheart? I'll do the physical part if you'll do everything else. So he made all the appointments. He went and met with people. He took care of the insurance. He held my hand when I was scared. I can't even begin to tell you, but SOMP pretty much wraps it up. And I'm really blessed. And when I graduated from treatment, I got a present, which is a bright red 1967 dune buggy. I told Lisa, I said, Dave found treatment for me on the internet. And she looked kind of panicked. And I said, but I think it'll be all right. She says, huh? And I said, let me show you a picture. So I showed her the picture of the dune buggy. And she laughed. But come on, therapy, right? Therapy. And for those of you who are survivors, I am you as well. And you know what? If you think you're done with your journey, you're not done with your journey. This is the best news. You're not done with your journey because you have a new journey now. God has given you an opportunity. He's giving you an extra lease on life. What are you going to do with that? I didn't know I had this opportunity. But all of a sudden, people start saying, you know, a friend of a friend of a friend of mine just got diagnosed with breast cancer and she's scared to death. Could I give her your number? And I said, sure. And then I got panicky. I thought, I don't have the medical background. But what I realized is they have a team for that. What they need is they need encouragement from somebody who's been there, done that, and literally gotten the radiation t-shirt, right? So I have ladies that I am mentoring now who I have never laid eyes on, who live in different states. But I talk to them weekly, my friend Leslie, and I say my friend because we've talked about everything under the sun, and all I can say is, you know what? There is something that will hold your wig on, right? So it won't slip down over your eyes when you're out in public. And I can say, when you feel like everything tastes like cardboard, popsicles. Good stuff. So I want to encourage you to be a mentor. And you think, how do I meet these people? Use your ears. You're going to hear people talking. Once you tune in, you'll hear people saying, oh, my friend or my coworker or my mom is going through this. Be there for them. Because I had people just like that there for me. And they were the ones, just like the marathon analogy that was used, that were running alongside the runners, going, you can do it, you can make it. I'm right here with you. Cheer, cheer, cheer. It's so important. So in conclusion, I just am out here to encourage you guys. I'm just a patient. That's all I am, is a patient. But for those of you who have never been diagnosed, say it again with me. Earliest caught is easiest cured. Earliest caught is easiest cured. For those of you who are in treatment, keep on keeping on. All you have to do is the next thing. Every day, just do what you need to do that day, and you will make it through this journey. And if you're a survivor, thank God, because God has certainly blessed me to be able to stand here tonight. Thank God, and keep your ears open, because there are people who are out there who need you, because you have been exactly where they are. Thank you.
That was amazing, May. Beautiful words, very beautiful words. Well, I'd like to thank everyone who was up here speaking tonight, Dr. Shaner, Christy Casey, Dr. Ionides, and of course, Meg. Thank you so much for sharing of your heart. And Mom and mother-in-law, Way to go. All right, so let's end this evening with a few more drawings.